I'm Andrew Root coming to you from St. Paul, Minnesota in the U.S., and I've been asked to talk to you a little bit about why I wrote the new book that's out in the Chinese translation, Bonhoeffer as Youth Worker. So the reason I wrote it is because I've been a lover of Bonhoeffer for a long time, and Bonhoeffer played a significant part in my own faith life. Reading Bonhoeffer when I was in my early 20s just opened my eyes to see so many amazing things. But one of the things that I recognized always in Bonhoeffer's story that never seemed to come up in other biographies, other really good biographies, was just how much Bonhoeffer was, first and foremost, before even a professor, was a pastor. And really, even as a pastor, worked with young people, children and youth. And I started to wonder, like, how consistent is this? Because you would hear it in this biography and that biography, a little story here, a little story there. But I wanted to actually look at how much did this stretch across his life and his ministry. And I really discovered that from 1925, when Dietrich Bonhoeffer is 19 years old, till 1939, when World War II really starts and is starting to eat up all of Europe, all the ministry that one of the greatest theologians of the 20th century, one of the greatest Christian witnesses of the 20th century, all the ministry he did was really for the most part with children or with youth. And I just thought that there are people who are in our churches who are working with young people, but also just pastors on the ground that need to know that part of Bonhoeffer, that one of our heroes of our faith saw it as really a significant thing to be thinking all of his big theological ideas through the perspective of young people, but also to be ministering on the ground with young people. So that's really the objective of the book, is to show this element of Bonhoeffer that's been pretty much missed, I think. And that's what I hoped it would do in its English version, and I hope now it will do in its Chinese translation, is that it will remind us that ministry, on the ground ministry, but particularly ministry with young people in their lives in difficult cultural moments of pandemics and cultural change and issues of racism, in all of these moments that we're in, that Bonhoeffer might accompany us, that Bonhoeffer might help us to think about these moments. But Bonhoeffer might also be an example to us that working with young people in these moments can be deeply transformational to the church and give us distinct and beautiful visions of who God is and how God is acting in the world. So I pray as you pick up the book that it might be a blessing to you. I think that always Bonhoeffer's story is a blessing, but I hope particularly as you pick up this book and read of Bonhoeffer's story, it will bless you, but it will also push you to see the children and the youth around you and to recognize that you're in a significant cultural moment, that we all are across the globe, and that you will attend through the work of the Holy Spirit to these young people, and that God will lead us as we do so. So blessings to you. Thanks for picking up the book, and I'm very excited to have it out in this translation.